What are vocations? It's God's invitation to each person to love and serve Him and His church in a particular way. God calls us to a vocation which we must discover through the process of discernment. We use prayer, reflection, and discussion of God's love for us to discern our vocation. Some men and women answer the call of religious life, in which they live in communities to serve God. They live in communities of those who share the same vision and mission. They profess evangelical vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Every day they make time for prayer, ministry, and community.
And next you guys are going to see a skit presented by Gigi, Gabby, and Marion about vocations, sisterhood, and a call to religious life. I have with me today Sister Gigi of the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So tell me, Gigi, what is your call as a Cabrian consecrated sister?
The purpose of a consecrated sister is to help others and to serve the Lord.
From the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, Sister Gabby's here to answer some questions. So tell us, what does vocation mean to you?
Some men and women are chosen to be consecrated religious brothers and sisters, and here they live in communities to serve the church and God through their work and teaching and tradition. I think that the hardest part of my life was choosing to be a religious sister through the process of discernment. It was really me trying to discover God's plan for me and my vocation through prayer and reflection and, daily rosaries. And it was just to figure out what God wanted for me in this world, and He called me to be a religious sister.
As a consecrated religious sister of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, I must take vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. The evangelical counsels are based upon the words and examples of the Lord. They are based on the characteristic features of Jesus, His life, and the life He desired for His disciples. The vow of poverty means to live a simple life without attachment to material possessions. It proclaims that God is a person's real treasure. Chastity is the virtue of being pure in body, mind, and heart. It is a manifestation to God with an undecided heart and a reflection of the infinite love that links the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Obedience, in Pope John Paul II's words, shows the liberating beauty of a dependence which is not servile but filial, marked by a deep sense of responsibility and animated by mutual trust. Obedience is about listening, discerning together, and respecting the authority of those who by the grace of God were entrusted with it. Like Jesus, our mission is to do the will of God through the three evangelical counsels. This is the initiation process of a missionary sister of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. The proper application is a 4-step process that includes inquiry, candidacy, novitiate, and final profession. First, you have to consider God's plan for you and what He's calling you to do. Then soon enough, you will be joined by a vocations director and other religious helpers that will help you during this time of reflection and thinking. When you are ready, you will complete formal applications and interviews with psychologists who will test your aptitude and readiness to be a sister. After acceptance, you will move into a local community and work with a candidate director to set realistic goals to integrate your life with the life of a sister. The next 2 years are called the novitiate. You will be joined by a novice director. The first year is called the canonical year, and the second year is called the apostolic year. The first year, the canonical year, is focused on your spiritual development and growth while residing in the novitiate community. This is a time of deep prayer, studying scriptures, the Cabrinian charism, the life of Mother Cabrini, and the guidelines for formation. The second year, the apostolic year, will give you full-time experience in one or more mission experiences while living in a local community in order to explore and prepare for future ministry as a vowed member. Here, you will be encouraged to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. Now, after several years, you're ready for the life commitment. The final step is to take your final vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience.